Kevin Hart calling out cancel culture, highlighting his own experience after stepping down as Oscars host in 2019 over some controversial tweets he did way before that.
Comedy. It's something that can make you laugh when you need it and make you feel like everything in the world isn't so bad. Throughout the ages, there have been comedians who have gone above and beyond the call in order to make people laugh. And not surprisingly, comedians all have their own style and try to get people to laugh. So some go for brutal honesty, some go for story-style humor, and so on. And then there's Kevin Hart, a guy known for his energy. And you either love his work or you hate it. And so, not ironically, he earned a reward for his comedy as of late. Allow us to show you how Kevin Hart was named Twitter's most dirty celebrity. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 4. Twitter's dirtiest celeb. So let's get right to his award.
Hart says, quote, when did we get to a point where people are supposed to operate perfectly all the time? People get locked up so they can be taught a lesson. When they get out, they're supposed to be better.
Recently, a humorous study out of the United Kingdom named the comedian the most foul-mouthed celebrity on Twitter, narrowly edging out former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Brandi Glanville for the, honor. The study, done by Mr. Q, examined the most recent 3,200 tweets from a gaggle of celebrities. Mr. Q used 10 fairly common vulgar words as its baseline, including variants. After the study, it found that the Jumanji actor used 954 swear words in his last 3,200 tweets, meaning he used vulgarity in nearly a third of his messages. For the record, Kevin dropped the F-bomb 441 times, whereas Brandi used it 407 times. By a long shot, the F-bomb was the most popular curse word used by Hollywood. When it comes to the words our sweary celebs are using the most on Twitter, the top 10 reads like the cubicle walls of a pub toilet, Mr. Q said. The famous face who came in third place was 50 Cent. While some of the top 50 names won't be shocking, looking at you, Cardi B, Seth Rogen, Kelly Osbourne, Khloe Kardashian, others might come as a surprise. Chris Pratt, who is a part of the Disney and Marvel universe, comes in at number 50 with 96 curse words. Zendaya, meanwhile, has more of a social media potty mouth than Drake and Macaulay Culkin. Who would have known?
Man, just call it. We found that
for some celebrities, keeping it clean is just not an option, which is a perfect description of Kevin Hart because clean comedy is definitely not his game, and it's a big turnoff for some people. Not that he cares, of course. 3. His defense rant. Kevin Hart is speaking out. The stand-up comic and movie star took to Twitter to defend himself against haters who are slamming him by claiming he's no longer funny. Hart began his lengthy Twitter rant by explaining, sometimes you gotta sit back and laugh at some of the bleep you hear, and I hear it all. Hart added, I got time today, before launching into the heart of his argument in defense of his career and talent. The he's not funny slander is the best, Hart continued in a series of missives. This is for you. I have 3 stand-up comedy specials that fall in the top 10 highest grossing comedy specials of all time. 2 of my specials are in the top 3 of all time. Hart went on to explain that he's been the highest grossing comedian in entertainment for years now. I've also been the highest grossing comedian in the box office with over $4 billion in earnings. I have also turned my comedic talent into a place of business and branding and radio and other revenue streams. According to the comic, the hate slander fuels me to do more.
It was so tough because this is when I started to realize how my fame has an impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
On my household.
Addressing his critics and outspoken haters, Hart wrote, you guys are what makes this business fun, because it's not about getting to the top, it's about doing your best to stay on top after you get there. I rarely talk bleep, but I feel the need to today, he wrote. Stop believing these headlines and read the actual articles. You guys fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick every damn time. Hart continued his Twitter rant on Tuesday, writing, J. Cole said it best, if you're laughing at a millionaire, the joke's on you. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program, live, love, and laugh. The seeming uptick in criticism comes after Hart's interview with the Sunday Times, in which he shared his thoughts on so-called cancel culture and said he didn't spend time worrying about it. He added that he personally doesn't give a bleep about the possibility of being canceled. Hart explained that if someone has done something truly damaging, then he understands why they should deal with the consequences. But when you just talk about nonsense, when you're talking, someone said they need to be taken down. Shut the bleep up. What are you talking about? He questioned. When did we get to a point where life was supposed to be perfect, where people were supposed to operate perfectly all the time? I don't understand, he added.
Real life, Kevin is a dad to 4 kids, 16-year-old Heaven, 13-year-old Kendricks, 3-year-old Kenzo, and 8-month-old Kari May.
I don't expect perfection from my kids. I don't expect it from my wife, friends, employees, because last I checked, the only way you grow up is from effing up. I don't know a kid who hasn't effed up or done some dumb bleep. Now, in 2021, the comedian says he's never been bothered by his cancellations. If you allow it to have an effect on you, it will. Personally, that's not how I operate, he said in the interview. He also expressed his belief that in the world of comedy today, comics can't express themselves truly without fear of getting canceled. You're thinking that things you will say will come back and bite you on the bleep, he said. I can't be the comic today that I was when I got into this. It's about the intent behind what you say. There's an assumption it's always bad, and somehow we forgot comedians are going for the laugh. I'm trying to make you laugh, and if I did not make you laugh, I failed. That's my consequence. Well, that's a lot to unpack. 2, by the numbers.
Strength is my weakness. Hey, quick question. How is strength my weakness? Somebody explain that to me.
Here's the deal. While it may be fair to say that Kevin Hart has big numbers in terms of his comedy specials, we haven't seen those numbers, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. The question about his movie numbers? Yeah, that's skewed, and he knows it. Has he been in big movies? Yes. Has he led some of those movies? No. For example, he would likely cite the 2 Jumanji movies as part of his $4 billion gross, but those movies were led by actual respected stars like The Rock and Jack Black and Karen Gillian. If you look at the movies that he's actually had the leading role in, like Get Hard or The Wedding Ringer, those movies flopped hard and were panned by critics. In an ensemble, sure, he may bring something to the cast, see Jumanji or Secret Life of Pets, but he's not a leading man in Hollywood at all. And the other issue is that just like his views on cancel culture, he's blind to the harm he does to people, and even admitted that. 1, the red table talk.
You know, when me and my wife went through what we went through and the whole cheating display, my talk with heaven.
Yeah.
God damn.
The comedian was speaking to Will Smith on the Red Table Talk chat show, reflecting on the impact of infidelity and past homophobic tweets and the relationship with his family. I got on some armor. It's very hard to shoot through this and bother me, the 41-year-old said. But he said it's a different feeling when his children are involved. When your child shows disappointment, shows emotion, and you have those conversations, the head drops for the first time. In 2017, the Jumanji star apologized to his wife and his children after claiming someone was trying to blackmail him over a video showing him with another woman. I can say, having a little girl in my life, it's tough. You don't realize the impact that your mistakes could truly have, he added. His kids pulled a different emotional cord, particularly when he had to speak to his daughter, Heaven, after the whole cheating display. My talk with Heaven, that was one like no other, he said. Getting my daughter back, getting her to understand that I was sorry, that I made a mistake, that was real. So, yeah, you can be the judge of Kevin Hart, but it's clear that he's very quick to judge others for trying to get others to do right and yet not focusing on himself until it's too late. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Kevin Hart and the various antics he's done in the name of comedy and trying to get respect for his comedy? Do you think that Kevin Hart is funny? Do you wish that he would just go away? Do you think he'll keep trying to go on despite the very polarizing nature of his work? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time on the channel.